Hello, my name is Aaron Hodges. I'm the head movement expert here at Active Life Studio. And today we're going to go over a 5-minute stretching warm-up for beginners. And the reason that we want to do about a 5-minute stretch is that we want to increase our range of motion, decrease our chance of injury, and studies have shown that holding pose for about 5 minutes will elicit a positive adaptive response for the muscles. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first, find a comfy spot on the ground, hopefully with some padding. And what I want to do is I want to have the feet spread apart. I don't want them close together. So what I'm going to do now, hands are wide, I'm going to drop my legs off to one side. And a couple things that I'm looking for here is that as I drop off to the right, I want to try to keep my shoulders flat on the ground. I don't want any kind of sticking up in the air like that. Another thing I'm looking for is that with my hands out to the side, I want to make sure that my palms are facing up the whole time. So after that, you're just kind of sitting here. You want to breathe into the stretch. So every time you're breathing out, just kind of let the muscles sag just a little bit more. So we're actually doing this in real time, so it's going to be hanging out with you guys. And so what we're really looking for when we do this, you might also feel some stretching through the back as well. These muscles in here, kind of through the piriformis, they all attach to the low back. So as I do this, you might feel your hips kind of coming up into the air as well. That's okay. So, from there, come back up to the center, reset your feet, and we're going to drop off the other way. And now you'll probably find when you do this that you're actually tighter on one side than the other. That's okay. Everybody is actually not even. You take like pro athletes, and even them, they have imbalances as well. So you're really just kind of breathing into that. Drop it low, and try to keep your palms up. Again, once really trying to get those, like if I'm dropped off to the left, really trying to get this right knee touching the ground, or at least as low as you can. That's really why we also keep the feet wider apart. If I had them really right next to each other, I wouldn't have enough space to drop my legs down because the other foot would be in the way. Okay, from there, coming up to the center, our next stretch is a piriformis stretch. So I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to cross it over to the left. Now I want enough space so that I have a little spot right here. I don't want to be tucked in close. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my left leg up and I'm going to scoop my thigh. And at this point, it's going to drop my head back. And you should feel stretch through your glute right in here. Now a couple things that, if that's a little too intense with my hands, I can relax a little bit and still sag back. Or if this isn't a stretch enough, another thing I can do is grab my shin instead. But for right now, because I'm super tight, I'm just going to sit back and lay down. And you'll find sometimes, because there's a lot of moving parts, I'm actually pretty stiff, so I even feel this through my biceps as well. The tightest muscles are where you're going to feel it. All right, so what we're going to do now is going to switch legs. Same thing, we're going to bring our right leg on up, grabbing the right leg, and trying to drop the head on down. And so while you're doing this, really also try to relax your arms. You don't want to be all tensed up, trying to hold yourself up, and just dropping the head back down. And the goal is, as you're doing this, really just try to relax your body. And again, every breath, just try to relax a little bit more. actually find my grip starting to go. Just laying back up. Alright, so now we've done both sides. So what we're gonna do next, you'll be sitting on up. We're gonna stretch out our hamstrings and low back. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna reach down for our toes, and if your hamstrings are really tight, you have to bend your knees slightly and go and grab your toes. From there, you might feel stretch through the low back and through the hamstrings. If you don't feel it through your hamstrings, go and slowly start to straighten out your knees. And at that point, what I like to do is I like to drop my chin down to my chest to feel stretch through the low back and upper neck. Now, a couple of things on this. Say if you're a larger client, have a little extra through the stomach, what you can do is spread your feet a little bit wider apart, bending at the knees, so we created some space. And just letting your head drop. Each breath, try to get a little bit lower. And if you find that this is too easy for you, go and you can just push down on your toes like you push on a gas pedal. There we go. Okay, last one we got is going to be arm circles. So this one is not going to be timed, but what I'm going to try to do, so I'm kind of stretch out the back and the hamstrings, is at this point, you notice I'm kind of sagging down here. I'm going to try to sit up nice and tall. I might have to bend my knees slightly for this. I'm going to bring my hands out to the side. And now, arm circles probably is not the right name for it. What we're actually going to try to do is shoulder circles. We're just really rolling the shoulders. And we're going to try to squeeze the shoulder blades each time, looking straight ahead and really try to keep the knees straight, not sag. And we're shooting for about 15 circles one way, squeezing the shoulder blades. After 15, that's probably about 15-ish, I'm going to reverse directions. Now what we're looking for with every circle is really, think of this not as an exercise, but as a stretch. So really focus on squeezing the shoulder blades each time, trying to puff the chest out and really sitting up nice and tall. And that is our 5-minute warm-up stretching routine. Again, my name is Aaron with Active Life Studio. Please hit like and subscribe for more exercises, more workout tips. Thank you very much. Have a good day.